watching KOMO News.
The Mariners hope to bounce back after last night's brutal loss. How the city is rallying around the team ahead of tonight's Game 4. Former Trump National Security Advisor indicted by a grand jury, what he's accused of. Plus,
heartbreak in a Tacoma courtroom as the family of a woman killed in a crash sees the man who's now charged with her murder. What we've learned about the suspect's lengthy criminal history and why police were on the lookout for him.
developing now, former National Security Advisor John Bolton has been indicted by a federal grand jury on claims he unlawfully transmitted and stored classified documents. Bolton served under President Trump's first term. The 18-count indictment comes after federal agents searched Bolton's homes in Washington, D.C. and Maryland on allegations that he possessed classified information. In his memoir, The Room Where It Happened, Bolton denies ever removing classified material from his time in government. Here's a live look at T-Mobile Park, where the Mariners look to bounce back tonight following a blowout loss to the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday. The M's lost Game 3, 13-4. It was brutal, but the Mariners still have a 2-1 lead in the ALCS. KOMO's Molly Shen is live outside T-Mobile Park. Molly, the city showed up for the M's last night. They're ready to do it again tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Mary. I mean, you said it, brutal, blowout. It's all true, but you don't get a sense of that at all here right now. I mean, it is loud, it is festive, and just take a look here. We're a little bit more than an hour away from first pitch, and you can see all of those people flooding into T-Mobile Park. Nobody wants to miss a minute, and they are getting in here and getting their seats, getting their spots, getting the food, and getting ready to cheer on the Mariners. And there's a countdown here right outside the ballpark. You can see not just for the ALCS, but for making it all the way to the World Series. They've got those tridents up there, and you can see just 6 more games, and they would have won it all. Seizing the moment. The Mariners are here to do it, and the fans are here to support them. We have team coverage for you ahead of tonight's game. We are hearing from fans. We're hearing from businesses today, and we'll have your game time forecast for you as well. But first, let's get to sports director Nico Tamurian for a preview. Nico.
Well, hey there, Molly. The stakes are so high in this matchup. It's not win or go home or anything like that, but think about this idea. If the Mariners lose this game tonight, they'll be forced to head back to Toronto for at least one game. That would be Game 6 on Sunday, and maybe even more. Nobody here wants that. Of course, there's the better side of that. If the M's win this game tonight, they can punch the ticket to their first ever World Series right here at T-Mobile Park tomorrow. Now, to that end, we have that Game 5 tomorrow at 3:08 because the M's lost last night's game. Certainly 13-4, as Molly mentioned, wasn't ideal for everybody, but Dan Wilson does have a lot of things at his disposal as far as trying to get this team back on track. And to that end, he's making the call for Bryce Miller to start that game. Now, Brian Wu is back and healthy, but he will start out of the bullpen. Again, what a weapon out of the bullpen. Your best starter most of the 2025 season. Here's the deal, though. It's this time of year. It's October. It's all hands on deck with the franchise's first ever World Series on the line.
Brian's going to be available out of the pen, and you know, I think that's the plan here going forward, and you know, he's in good spot, and you know, he's feeling good, and you know, I think at this point that's where we're going to see him coming out of the pen.
You know, like most coaches and most.
Yeah, so there you have it. Now, for tonight's game, we know it is Luis Castillo, the Rock, getting the ball. He was awesome both in relief of the Divisional Series Game 5 and in his last start in this series, so that'll be a lot of fun to watch. We also know that Leo Rivas is going to get some regular reps starting this game at second base. That's a big vote of confidence. Of course, he had that big hit against the Tigers in Game 5. Now, coming up on KOMO News at 5 o'clock, obviously, this is a totally different atmosphere and mindset. A lot of these Mariner players have never been in before, but they are experienced in other ways, and Julio Rodriguez saying how leadership will carry this team forward. Right now, live here at T-Mobile Park with the Mariners, Nico Tamurian, KOMO Sports.
All right, Nico, thanks very much. Of course, you're keeping an eye on what's happening with the Mariners. I'm watching those mascots. Seattle Mayor Bruce Harrell declared today Humpy Day in honor of the lovable salmon race mascot Humpy, who finally won a salmon race first time on Friday. That was during that 15-inning deciding ALDS game against the Tigers. Humpy had not won a salmon race all year until that game, so we've all been celebrating Humpy. This afternoon, Humpy was part of a special rally. Several other mascots joined in as well in the rally and march on to T-Mobile Park. Mayor Bruce Harrell was even there and formally declared today Humpy Day. So happy Humpy Day or Pink Salmon Day to all of you. Mariners fans, of course, are hoping to finally watch the M's win their first ALCS game in 25 years at home tonight. As we showed you, thousands of people are already pouring into the ballpark here, and they're all throughout the streets of Soto as well. KOMO's Claire Weber is live outside T-Mobile Park with how those fans are feeling ahead of Game 4 here. Claire?
Molly, it is the spirit of the comeback out here today. Obviously, last night's game did not go the Mariners' way, but I think fans are using that as an added energy to help push for a home win tonight. And these fans are out here early in full force with lines already wrapping around T-Mobile. What we're hearing from most people is that this is a great comeback team. Fans have seen them do it before. The M's came back in the Tigers series to win the ALDS. And I think there's also something to be said about having your hometown crowd behind you.
I think we're going to come back. I think we're going to get that 3-1 lead. I think it's pivotal. I think the team knows it. I know the fans know it. I think this is a must-win for us, and I'm just super excited.
We also heard from fans who are excited to see Luis Castillo starting on the mound today. Fans last saw him pitching in that nail-biter 15-inning Game 5 win last week. And first pitch tonight set for 5:33. We will be out here talking to more excited fans as they head into the ballpark.
All right, Claire, thank you very much. Of course, you're getting that feel from Mariners fans there on the streets. We're seeing a lot of the same sentiment on social media today. Mariners fans have been taken to the internet to vent a little bit after last night's blowout loss, and also sharing how they feel like the team can bounce back tonight. Now we want you to scan a QR code on your screen to participate in our KOMO Pulse Poll. Today we're asking, do you think the Mariners will bounce back tonight? And you can see most people have the faith. 90% say yes. We do have 10%, though, right now who say no. Of course, we've been seeing it. There is a lot more foot traffic down here in Soto today with this extra playoff baseball. It is not often that we have these weekday Mariners playoff games. KOMO senior reporter Chris Daniels is live down on the street to explain more. Chris?
Yeah, Molly, here we are just a little bit about an hour or so before first pitch, and you can see here on the north side of Lumen Field, a lot of people walking right down Occidental. That guy in the Rodriguez jersey pumping his fist as the foot traffic, the vehicle traffic, and the scooter traffic picks up. A bit unusual for a weekday in October, talking about the Mariners, and it has been good for businesses here in Pioneer Square. And we are not just talking about the bars and the restaurants that line Occidental. The Alliance for Pioneer Square is reporting it's been helpful for other small businesses too, specifically those with some historical perspective, like Emerald City Guitars, opened since 1996, the year after the Mariners first made the playoffs, where they're reporting that business has been rocking with all the extra foot traffic.
Oh, well, what's really kind of neat is that when folks are heading to or from the game, they'll see our sandwich board out on the sidewalk, out on the corner, and think, oh, there's a guitar shop down there. We got time. Let's go see what they have. So we've had a lot of M's fans and Blue Jays fans.
That's Carl Vandervelden, who says he's had a lot of Canadians coming in and says you really can't put a price tag on the bonus advertising for the business, that a lot of people are coming in, texting friends and people, and they're calling in to make substantial guitar purchases, and they are hoping at that guitar store the good vibes and the good tunes continue. Molly?
I love to hear it. Chris, thanks very much. Let's get a live look now at T-Mobile Park, where you can see this vantage point of all the fans flooding into the stands and that open roof. It's been cold the last few nights, but it did stay dry. The roof has stayed open. I want to bring in meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell, though, now. Shannon, I think anybody who's not here yet might be wondering how much they need to bundle up. it's a little cold, I can tell you, and a bit of a breeze blowing too.
I can see it. I can see your hair moving around. It definitely looks colder out there, even though it is not as bright and blue. The cloud cover will help to tuck us in a little bit better after dark. But right now, that surge of wet weather that is trying to move in from the coastline is definitely bringing on that fall chill. A different vibe out there today, right? We can feel the change. We've got the increasing clouds, the fading sunshine, even a few passing sprinkles. The wind picks up a little bit today, too. We've got southwesterly winds about 5 to 15, maybe occasionally a gust to 20, maybe pushing the ball along a little bit deeper into the outfield as we head into our Thursday night. Speaking of which, you can see the overcast skies getting pulled in with that increasing overcast, riding that wind in from the Pacific, and you can see people starting to push into T-Mobile Park as well, filling up the stands, getting ready to go for Game 4. Temperatures going down. We're just in the mid to the upper 50s right now, so it has cooled off, and we're sending in the clouds. This weak disturbance covering up western Washington from the coast to the Cascades with a lot of overcast. In terms of precipitation, it's pretty hit and miss. You can see the radar finding a few sprinkles here through Whatcom County over downtown Seattle, specifically right over the stadiums. We are not seeing any precipitation at the moment, but I did have to run my wipers a time or two on the way into downtown Seattle just a couple of hours ago because there are a few sprinkles. I think we'll be able to keep the roof open tonight. They might have to make a mid-game decision and roll our giant umbrella back over the top of us if some of that drizzle starts to become a little bit more determined to fall right over the Emerald City. But the bulk of the rainfall, and it's pretty light in the first place, falls early tomorrow morning. By Friday afternoon, because we know we need a Game 5 now, it does brighten right back up. I think we'll be able to have the roof open tomorrow afternoon for sure. But tonight, going to be a little bit iffy with the spotty sprinkles taking over. I'll have the weekend forecast that looks stormy in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Shannon, thanks very much. Mary, you know, that first pitch is about an hour and 20 minutes away now. There are so many people here in Soto. It's hard for me to imagine there's anybody left in the city to even watch it on TV.
You have an amazing vantage point, Molly. What a view you have. And I cannot help but notice that we both switched over to the Mariners' teal greenish blue. After yesterday, we're looking for something different today.
Go M's, go M's.
Absolutely. Thank you, Molly. Stay with KOMO as we follow the Mariners playoff run every step of the way. We'll have all of the new exciting developments for you on the air and always online at KOMOnews.com. Coming up on KOMO News, an update on the White River Bridge, when it will finally reopen after being closed since August. A state representative backtracks on legislation she once supported, what Lauren Davis is now saying about the spike in juvenile crime. And before we hit the break, here's today's KOMO quiz. A study shows 70% of the world's population has this physical feature in common. What is the feature? Send us your guesses online at KOMOnews.com or on our social media pages using the hashtag KOMO Quiz. We'll be right back.